What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Tom Brady pissing off if it fits your macros people on the daily, goes on a radio show and talks about how potato chips and Fritos and Cheetos and Doritos and Cokes and all that are poisoning kids, are poisoning people. Talks about preventative medicine. Now, let me just, without dropping names, without risking getting sued, let me just give you the background of the situation. Tom Brady is in business with a guy who has actually been cited and taken off the market by the FDA, FTC, all those guys, for making anti-cancer claims and all this bullshit about his preventative treatment therapies, about his supplements, about this, about that. Tom Brady is perhaps one of the top 5, if not the top quarterback in NFL history. The guy's won more Super Bowls than I've taken poops today. That's a lot of poops and a lot of Super Bowls. Tom Brady, I have a very active digestive system for those who know me. Tom Brady goes and says that his ACL repair or his knee injury, he was brought back quicker when doctors said he couldn't ever play again because of this stuff that this doctor does, because of this preventative medicine. He goes on to even say that when you watch the Super Bowl that he's starring in, because he's fucking Tom Brady, all right? Tom Brady gets all the hot chicks, man. Tom Brady is the fucking man. He says that all we see is ads of how good things like potato chips and Coke are. And that's what makes society bad. That's what's poisoning kids. And that's where I kind of sit back, and I'm a parent. And while I will not be that dad who will not let his kid go to a birthday party at McDonald's, I don't feed my kids that shit. At the end of the day, I understand that fat loss this and fat loss that. And I understand chemicals and you're going to natty this and natty that. And who are you to say this? But I'm going to speak as a parent. And I'm going to speak as someone who, I'm ambivalent. I'm kind of benign. I have no stance. I'm neutral to Tom Brady. I'm neither a Tom Brady, I'm a fan of his fucking performance, but I'm not a ride or die Tom Brady fan, all right? I'm not like a Kai Green fan. I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I'm not crazy like that. So I can look at this from the outside as a father, as a parent, as a health-conscious individual. Tom Brady's right. Tom Brady's right. I'm going to say why. We have kids, and you could tell, go to a grocery store and look in the shopping cart. I guarantee you 90% of the time, you have a fat kid with fat parents. Look in their shopping cart. It's processed bullshit food. That's all the study I need. I don't need this equation. The bottom line is it's harder to overeat when you shop the perimeter, which is whole foods and veggies and rice. Stuff like that, even rice, even sweet potatoes, good old meat and potatoes. It's harder to overeat than it is to have processed junk like Hot Pockets and Pop-Tarts and potato chips and sugary diet Cokes. Sugary Cokes. I don't even drink Coke, so I always say diet. You go into chemical this and chemical that and diet sodas and you're going to die. I'm just going to go based on what Tom Brady said. Tom Brady's right. We're poisoning our kids. We're poisoning society. You know, we're giving them this bullshit food, then we have ads for them. And it's up to the parents to know good from bad. I mean, I go to these soccer games and I see people bring their kids, and these are athletes, and they're eating McDonald's before games. That's not good fuel. That's not healthy. That's not doing the kid any favor. It's processed garbage full of saturated fat. Oh, well, saturated fat's good for testosterone production. Not in the amounts that you find in a Big Mac, okay, guys? We're looking at moderation. We're not talking about saturated fat found from coconuts. We're not talking about MCTs. We're not talking about a healthy balance of 20% saturates and the rest filled in with unsaturates, polyunsaturates, and monos and all that shit. No, we're talking about bullshit fat. And that's the problem, and that's what Tom Brady's going on. And I will say, as someone who is a big fan who went in to talk about surgery, I went into my reconstructive ab surgery, by the way. Here they are now. A little bit shredded, huh? Yeah. I went into ab surgery, and I consulted with Dr. Stu, who I believe probably has a lot in common with Brady's partner other than the unsubstantiated curing cancer claims. We prehabbed my abs. We got ready for it, and then we rehabbed them. My abdominals, what should have taken 8 to 12 weeks, I was back in the gym lifting after 1 week due to prehab and rehab. There's a lot you can do with preventative medicine. You go to the doctor gives you a fucking pill. All right? I know of one. My neighbor's doctor told her to stop running and start lifting weights. Okay, that's a fucking doctor right there. Looking at the GLUT4 activation, looking at diabetes prevention, all stuff that weight training does that aerobic exercise might not be able to do. Looking at the EPOC, which is the post-exercise caloric burn, a lot of doctors don't look at that. Tom Brady is right. And while he might be a bit extreme and his partner might be a bit of a fucking hippie, Tom Brady is correct in this matter. Tom Brady is speaking the truth. Tom Brady ain't pleading the fifth. Tom Brady is right. If you want a right society, you educate people on what's good or bad. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to let my kid eat Halloween candy. I'm saying that I'm not going to let 90% of their diet, like their friends, like the kids I see them at school. My daughter tells me what these kids bring to school, and it's disgusting. My nephew says stuff because my brother's a fucking food Nazi, all right? At the end of the day, we are not doing a service to our children by feeding them the shit we're feeding them. We're not doing a service to society by giving them calorically dense foods that promote fat gain. I'm not saying, I know a calorie is a calorie when it comes to weight gain. Okay, I know that healthy exercise and balance of life is healthier than living a life where you just eat chicken and rice, where you have orthorexia. Orthorexia is where you have aversions to certain foods based on perceptions of health. I'm saying that as a majority, we need to promote healthy, whole, natural foods for our children. And we need to prevent prehab injuries as athletes. That means, hey, work on your core so when you do hurt your back, you'll come back better than ever. Work your hamstrings as hard as you work your quads. That way, if you injure your knee, you don't have an imbalance, you're able to heal better. Tom Brady, for once in my videos, I'm not wearing a hat. Because as Tom Brady, who dates supermodels and marries them, will agree, this is one epic fucking fade, and it would be a crime to cover it up with even a ruckus hat. Tom Brady, I tip my hat to you. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, because being a Steelers fan, you're still giving props to Tom Brady. That's not a game.